enough, I guess. But
Yep.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Do you think Tom Brady is going to fall to this quote-unquote curse? Do you think he's going to have a bad season or he'll get hurt?
I honestly hope not. I mean, he's only been hurt really once in his whole career, right?
The Tuck rule. When he got no, not the Tuck rule. What was it called? When the Raider dove at his leg.
Okay, that was back in. That wasn't the Super Bowl season, was it?
No, it was when he got hurt that first game of the season, and Matt Castle came in.
I thought the first game that back then was against. What did you say, Oakland?
I thought so.
I thought it was against Kansas City.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, he got hurt really bad. Was out for the season, and Matt Castle came in.
Yeah,
led the team to an 11-5 record, and they still didn't make the playoffs.
We verify the facts here too. So if we don't know, we will look it up.
Yeah, we will. We'll look it up, I guess. All right.
And nothing really ever did materialize for Matt Castle after leaving the Pats. So.
We'll look into that as well. Just a minute. Let's see. When was this last season? Yes. Okay, it was the Chiefs. You're right.
Yep.
Yep, it was the Chiefs.
So he did go down for that season. But
yep.
After that, I mean, outside of the 4-game suspension, that was about it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, yeah, well, even two. Did we say Gronkowski? Because he was on the team. They didn't stray far from the team. Gronkowski was on the cover of the game last year.
Yeah, he got hurt.
So, yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I'll go out on the limb and say he won't get hurt. As I've said earlier, they're my choice to win it all again. I think they got the team to do it. But it, definitely should be interesting. Who do you see? Because I know you had a different prediction. You said, was it Oakland for the AFC?
Yeah, I think the Raiders are going to beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have the season-by-season records for Matt Castle. So 2005 played in 2 games, started none. So we're not even going to talk about those. 2008 is the year that Tom Brady got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he started 15 games, went 10-5. The next season, he was a Kansas City Chief. They went 4-11.
Yeah.
And then 2010, they went 10-5. And then he played absolutely horribly.
Did he go to the Vikings?
Yeah, he then went to the Vikings, then the Bills, then the Cowboys. He was 1-6 for the Cowboys when Tony Romo got hurt. And they were just absolutely dreadful. But
you don't have to worry about that so much now with Prescott at the helm. But,
Dak Prescott, he's looking pretty good. Matt Castle is currently, as of last season, with the Tennessee Titans, who aren't going to make him the starter over Marcus Mariota, or if you're a Roger Goodell fan, Mariotto.
Yeah.
But so the Madden curse, you don't think is going to happen?
No, I think he, everything else that's come Tom Brady's way, he's overcome the adversity. So I don't think this at all is going to slow him down at all.
I don't think so either. I think he'll have a really good season. I think he'll stay healthy. I don't think he's going to play in all 16 games, but I think
they're good enough. It's stupid.
Yeah, I think that's because
to risk them.
Yeah. So I don't think the Madden curse is going to be an issue.
And just to kind of raise interest, what are the last 2 games this upcoming season for the Pats?
Let's see. 1 second.
Yeah, because any team that's 13-3 or with them at 12-4, they're not going to risk him at all. And usually when they do the bench of players in the last few seasons, it's only for the first 6 or 7 minutes of the first quarter, just to keep them kind of loose.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right, New England Patriots.
Scrolling on down here.
2017 season schedule, regular season, and that's against the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, both at Gillette.
Yeah, they're not going to play. They won't be playing in either one of those games.
No, they're not going to need him in either of those games.
No. And it was second string is
let's see. Well, let's.
it's not Garoppolo, is it?
Yeah, it's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Jacoby Brissett is also there. They also have Wes Welker, who played quarterback.
Wait, if worse comes to Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman,
Yeah.
yeah. Same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same person. But Tom Brady, just the final point on the Madden cover, not going to affect him at all.
Nope.
Nope.
It's going to be as good as ever.
All right, so now we're going to switch gears from football to basketball. A lot has been made this past week about an all-star guard by the name of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
This is because just this past, week, he said that he no longer wants to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
No.
Okay, which I don't know why. First of all, you're pretty much guaranteed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're pretty much guaranteed to go to the NBA Finals. But then a little more digging was done, and it turns out he just doesn't want to play with LeBron.
Well,
That's and that was a big shock. Why wouldn't you want to play with LeBron James? First of all, like I said, you're pretty much guaranteed to make it to the NBA Finals.
yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to play with LeBron James?
I mean,
Can you give me a reason?
no, I mean, if it were me in that reality, it'd be a gift. I mean, granted, people can say what they want about LeBron, but hey, you're on a team with a lot of talent. I know regardless, they came up short last year against Golden State, but still.
I mean, that team is like the greatest team of all time.
Yeah.
To quote Kanye West, Cleveland, I'm gonna let you have this, but the Golden State Warriors are the best team of all time. All right, so that's just a quick little stab at Kanye West, but no, that took me for absolute surprise when I saw on my Twitter feed and on Facebook that Kyrie Irving is requesting a trade. And then the teams that he listed that he wants to play for include the Knicks and the Heat among the Spurs. So, I kind of get the Knicks because he grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that's his quote-unquote hometown team. Because you don't want to be a Nets fan. That's not cool.
No, I could never do that.
No. But, why? Why the Knicks? Why the Heat? And I think I have the reason to that. And it's something that he had said. He had said that he's ready to step out of someone else's shadow and be the focus of a team. What other team, will be able to acquire him in a trade and then make him the focus?
Yeah.
It's got to be a bad team.
Sure. And
I mean, it really depends because while on the court, let's say he goes to San Antonio, Kawhi will let him be the focus of the team. Kawhi is going to be the center of that team. There's no way that even if Kawhi Leonard's trying to pass that off, that he won't be the guy.
Wasn't he the guy, too, that had the phrase, Kawhi or...
But Kawhi.
But Kawhi, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so in that regards, I could see New York as being a possible spot for him. But still.
Well, it makes sense. The Knicks have a lot that they can trade, and Scott Perry has said, "We will trade you whatever you want, just not Kristaps Porzingis."
Yeah.
So they're willing to throw everything to get Kyrie Irving.
All those teams though that you didn't mention, San Antonio would make the most sense as far as talent, but no, he wouldn't be a center of attention really by no means. So
I think this was his way of basically welcoming the idea of Carmelo Anthony to the Cavaliers. But
Which, as you know, drawing that in now,
yeah,
from what we've heard about that, and as you know, from a standpoint, you kind of think this is all kind of maybe interwoven that around the league, and now it's all just kind of unfolding before our eyes.
yeah, like the trade that makes the most sense, in my opinion, this is me leaving my Knicks fandom aside. Kyrie Irving wants to leave the Cavaliers and has listed the Knicks as one of his preferred destinations. Carmelo Anthony has previously said he wants to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep.
So that right there is like I don't even know how to describe, like, this is like a gift.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You have a guy who's here who wants to be there, and a guy who's there and wants to be here.
Nobody can really lose. And I mean, for a guy like Carmelo at this point in his career, I mean, you know, the time is ticking down for a ring, and you figure maybe the best bet is to, you know, be on the same team with LeBron and finally get it done. I mean,
yeah. So let's switch from Kyrie Irving. Now let's talk about Carmelo Anthony.
Yep.
Because it seems like we just had a natural progression into it. So Carmelo Anthony, first of all, I don't even think he's trying to win a ring. I think he is just comfortable being in New York. Well, was comfortable just being in New York until they showed that they didn't want him. If, you know, Phil Jackson hadn't stirred the pot like that, I think Carmelo would have been fine just playing for the next 3 years with the Knicks and then retiring as a Knick and wouldn't have even cared about a ring. But now he's all fired up because, you know, this guy that is supposed to be like one of your biggest advocates and one of your, you know, biggest helps is now, you know, causing problems and, you know, telling other teams and, you know, people in general that he hates you.
yeah.
So now I don't know if this desire to go to either the Rockets, who are a quote-unquote title contender, or the Cavaliers, who are a quote-unquote title contender, is because he wants to go for a ring, or if it's because he wants to be on a team with either his really good friend Chris Paul or his really good friend LeBron James. So what are his motives? Does he want to play with his friends, or does he want to play for a championship? I don't think he wants to play for a championship. I think
just kind of get that tarnished background, right?
I think it's twofold. I think first is he's already got the mentality of, well, I'm going to be a Hall of Famer. My resume speaks for itself. No one can deny I'm great.
Which he is. I mean,
I don't need a championship to prove it. And the other part is I'm just really, really having fun playing basketball. And that's what I want to do. And now I get to have fun playing basketball
with my friends. Attached, so, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And possibly win a championship. I mean, he's not going to say, I don't want to win a title. But I don't see the instinct in him that says, I want to go here because I want to win a trophy. I want to be an NBA Finals champ. Yep. He's already got the national championship at Syracuse. He's got the gold medals from the Olympics.
Yep.
What more does he need? Does he need a ring? I don't think he does.
No.
And I think he's resigned to the fact that, you know, no one is determining his worth more than he is.
Right. And like he says, I mean, I don't think, overall, I don't think he's the kind of guy that would let anybody else tell him otherwise. And, you know, in fact, I mean, for him at this point really seems to be the win-win. I mean, if he were to, you know, retire at some point in the near future, which I don't know personally, like how many years you would think he'd want to play.
He's got 2 years left on his contract with the Knicks.
Okay. That, you know, he really doesn't have, like you say, he doesn't have that, that track. He has a track record. He really, if he were to retire tomorrow, it would have been a great career. But, hey, I mean, for him, it's a win-win because, you know, number one, regardless of where he ends up, because I don't think it's going to be with the Knicks.
No,
I don't. That's pretty much said